Hi, everybody. This is Zach Knowlton, and I want to go over my digital tool of choice, which is Padlet. Padlet is not a new tool for most people, and I know that we've actually used it in our Canvas certification process. But I really like the flexibility of Padlet, and I really like that there's a way to embed it within Canvas, so that way students don't need to navigate away from our site in order to use it. So let me go ahead and kind of walk you through how I've used it in the past. So this is just a copy of a course template that I've used in the past to kind of like build my course before I copy all of the information over to an actual course. So it's going to look a little blank, but um, I like to have my course homepage be a clickable calendar so that way students can go straight to whatever module they need to be in. I realize after we've started this course, there are other ways to utilize modules asynchronously, but I teach face-to-face in a synchronous environment. So for me, this makes the most sense organizationally. Great. So if we go to week one, then we're going to see that I have my Padlet example right over here, and we're going to click on that in just a second. And what I've done is I've made it to where Padlet is a page, and it needs to be marked done for you to continue. And in order to get to week two, you have to complete the Padlet. Just a note right here, the Padlet example I'm going to give you is something I gave at the end of the year for actual students. So you're going to note that it's asking about summer and what you've learned this year. But this is something that I use throughout the year to gather responses, especially in relation to literature, since I teach English. Cool. So let's go ahead and click on Padlet example. So I'm using Canvas Pages, and within Canvas Pages, you can use an embed code from Padlet and the HTML editor on Canvas to insert your Padlet directly into a page. I've still put some very basic instructions here, which is please address the following questions on the Padlet board below. After you've added your response to Padlet, you can hit mark as done on this Canvas page and move on to the next module. This is normally how I would set this up for students when I'm requiring the use of technology. Now, in the classroom, sometimes I use Padlet by putting it on the projection screen, right? To where all the students in class can see it. And then they use their phones, their Chromebooks, whatever technology they have, to add an answer and see it come up on our Padlet board live. But let me go ahead and scroll down. So for this example, I'm pulling again from earlier times I've used Padlet. And I asked, what are you excited about this summer or next year? What was your biggest success during this academic year? Any other messages you want to give? And you can see that students added a bunch of answers. I have a lot of students who commented here. This is just one class, by the way. What I really like about Padlet, in addition to its ability to be embedded on whatever sort of learning service you're using, whether it's Canvas or you can link it through Google Classroom, or you can just give a link to students via email and have them link out to Padlet, is that Padlet's very flexible. This is just a basic message board where students can throw a message wherever, and it doesn't really matter where it goes. You can also add columns. There are templates for Padlet that allow you to sort your responses a particular way. But as a teacher or as a student, I can grab a post and I can start moving it around. And I really like this flexibility because what it allows me to do is to ask students after they've posted to a very public social space to collaboratively start sorting posts based on their responses. So if I have a general post about one of the novels I'm teaching, then I can ask a discussion question. Students can come up with their opinions based on evidence from the text, and they can include all that in their post. And then, yes, they have the ability to like a post, but also they have the ability to start sorting those posts depending on how people responded. And there's also the flexibility of either allowing students to remain anonymous, which is what you're seeing here, or students can add their name to their post, or you can make a requirement to where students can like see who posted what. I like that as well. There are going to be some times where I want students' names to be attached to their posts, and other times where I really want them to have something anonymous. In this case, I was continuing to build community, and I didn't want students to feel pressured to disclose what they were doing over summer to all of their peers in any way that could be traced back to them. But as you can see here, we've got a student who can't wait for hot weather and river days. We have a student who wants to train with their new horse and barrel racing. We have a student that's excited to travel on hikes and go to the river and stuff, whatever stuff is. But what's nice about that is, even though we don't know who posted it, if we have done a good job of forming a classroom community and getting to know each other, you can start to predict who is saying what. And I think that's really exciting for students come the end of the year, when we keep the posts anonymous, and yet you can still kind of tell by the way that people write, by the things that they're saying, by their perspectives on our readings or their perspectives on life or the world in general. You can kind of get a sense of what exactly it is that, like, sorry, let me back up. Who exactly it is that is talking based on the way that they present themselves, the way that they've communicated in the past, the way that they responded to earlier assignments. So there are a lot of applications for Padlet, but in my experience, it's been a really great way to provide social collaboration and give everybody a voice. People who wouldn't necessarily normally verbally speak out are more than happy to write on Padlet and share what it is they're thinking and share what they're excited about. And I just can't say enough good things about this, especially in an English classroom where sometimes people are hesitant to share opinions, but this offers them an opportunity to be able to share those opinions publicly with their peers. Awesome. I think I went over the time limit. I apologize for that, but thank you. And this is the end of my video.